All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahushai,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Makak,
Makakadash.
Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim, and if you walk out who may be listening, we the brothers from the GMS camp here in Chicago coming back at you with another lesson through the Spirit and power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And Lord willing, this edifying lesson, we're going to play this clip real quick, and then we're going to get some precepts.
350 squirrels were found in a cooler in a Chinese restaurant in New York.
What the
I said 350 squirrels was found in a cooler, okay, in a Chinese restaurant in New York. And a lot of people in the comments, because I go to them comments, I get deep down in them comments, they have had squirrel before. And that's your business. If you want to eat a squirrel.
I ain't gonna lie now.
All right, that's all we need to get. But as you can see, and this is a well-known, Jake been speaking about this forever, and even niggas that's not in the truth been knowing this and been talking about it. But a lot of you Jakes think it's a fucking joke, man. All right, but you got to stay away from these Moabite restaurants. And to be honest, man, a vast majority of these heathen restaurants, man. All right.
Yeah. Especially these Asian Oriental style joints.
Yeah.
Because you niggas don't know the difference between chicken and squirrel. All right. Cat and rat. Dog and turtle. All right. You niggas don't know the difference.
That's right. This is so, yeah, and then all this shit. You let the Jake taste this shit. The first thing they gonna tell you is that it tastes like chicken. This Psalms 83:1. It says, "Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head." All right, and we're gonna get the list. But if they hate Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, that means that they hate us too. This is verse 3. It says, "They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee." So all these heathens under Esau, Edom, have the same mentality and mindset when it comes to us, you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and you speckled birds, man. All right, and if you notice, you'll never catch one of these Chinese restaurants in Esau's neighborhood or any of these other heathens' neighborhood, man. These Moabites don't even eat that shit. They make their own food at home. Not to say that they don't eat abominations, because that's what they're known for. But you ask a chink at the Chinese spot, they don't eat none of that shit. This is verse 6. It says, "The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre, Ashur is also joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot Salah." All right, so all these heathens fall under Esau, Edom, and all have the same hatred for us. All right, and all want to do the same thing to us, which is destroy us and separate us from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, so that they can continue to live on this earth outside of the rule of the Lord.
All right. And they do it. They do it to display open hatred for you niggas, man. They know you niggas ain't supposed to be eating these cats and dogs and shit, man. And they know that it's disgusting. They know it's disgusting, man. You don't even see stray dogs no more, man. All right, and Esau giving that to you too. And all you niggas who eat McDonald's, that's what you eating. All you niggas that's eating Burger King, ain't that many cows on the earth, man.
That's right.
All right. Real quick, this is Leviticus 11:28. It says, "And he that beareth the carcass of them shall wash his clothes and be unclean to eat. They are unclean unto you. These also shall be unclean unto you among the creeping things that creepeth upon the earth, the weasel and the mouse and the tortoise after his kind." So cats, rats, possums, all rodents, man.
Yep.
You ain't got no damn business eating no squirrels, man. For you Negroes down south eating possum, red possum soup, raccoons. All right, this is why the Most High is coming clearly to put you niggas to death, man. Because you're in open rebellion, man. And you're not going to stop doing this. It said, "And the tortoise after his kind, turtle soup," shit like that. It said, "And the ferret, and the chameleon, and the lizard, and the snail, and the mole. These are unclean unto you among all that creep whatsoever. Whosoever doeth touch them, they should, when they be dead, shall be unclean until the evening. So you ain't supposed to even touch these characters, and these creatures, let alone eat them. All right, but this is what they feeding you Negroes, and all you Negroes that don't want the so-called white man, the Chinese man, and the Arab man to go into slavery, you out your goddamn mind. See, because when the earth is established and reordered and set, the scriptures say, we know when you go into the Lord's prayer, He said, "Thy will be done on earth even as it is in heaven." You ain't gonna be allowed to eat no goddamn pork, man. You ain't gonna be allowed to eat no goddamn rats, man. Ain't no goop gonna be down here spiking your chicken, man. All you niggas going to the Chinese joint getting combination rice. These people killing you idiots, man.
That's right. Hey, and you know, back in the day, Jake could use the excuse of it being cheap. But now all this shit costs more than going and making your own food. You niggas just fucking lazy, man. Fucking $30 for a plate of food wherever you go. This is Judith 5:17. It says, "And whilst they sinned not before their power, they prospered, because the power that hateth iniquity was with them. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs, and a temple of their power was cast to the ground, and their cities were taken by the enemies." All right, the elder brother just read in the law that we're not supposed to be eating these type of foods. This is one of the things that these heathens do to keep us from serving the Lord, to keep us in the doghouse with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, hiding all these abominations and everything. All right, whether it's food or, you know, shit that you use to take a shower or whatever. All right, all this filthy music, all this shit that all these demons that they cast on Jake. This stuff keeps you away from the Lord when you are consuming these things, man. And these heathens know very well what it does.
This is Proverbs 29:2. It says, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn." See, the so-called white man is in rulership, man. And he let all this debauchery go down. Whether it's from, like the brother was going into, what you consume, whether that's what you mentally consume, physically consume. You know, this is because we in the age, well, we at the ending of this age, but we is still in the age of the so-called white man. Ain't gonna be no goddamn gooks cooking up no turtle, man. This is insane, man.
That's wicked.
They wasn't never set, and this is how you know they wasn't never set to. This is insane, man. Squirrels, man. So you know they got rats. You know they got cats. You know they got dogs. You ain't got no goddamn business going to the Chinese shop, man. You know, one thing I used to say, especially when I was into like bodybuilding hardcore, man, is that if I don't cook it, I don't eat it, man. That was my rule for a long time. And brothers really got to really get back to that mind state, because this shit, they killing us, man.
That's right.
It's already, you know, scriptures go into what is sold in shambles. Like a lot of things we don't know. We pray over our food. We know a lot of it poison. But if you willingly eating some pork, man, you willingly eat some McDonald's supposed to be an abomination to you, man.
That's right.
Burger King, the Chinese shop, you ain't got no goddamn business as an Israelite man that's not conscious of your diet, man, as well. All right? Go ahead.
Yeah, and another thing that the brother always say, too, is that when you go into these food places, look at the people that's in there eating that, man. I learned that from this brother. And guess what? You go to these fucking, I don't know what they call this shit in other places, but because it ain't just Moab. You go into a Shark's Chicken. All you see is niggas in there. You don't see no Ishmaelites eating that shit.
Yeah, Sharks, JJ's, Baba's. You know, these Ishmaelite fried chicken and fish joints all around America.
Frying your chicken right next door in the same basket as some catfish, man. That's some scrimps. You know? Cooking your fries in shrimp grease. This is what these devils do, man. Because they understand that in order for them to continue living the way that they live in, we got to be on the fucking bottom, man. All right? And all these heathen nations come over here, and a part of their power-up package when they come to this country to get their money is leeching off of Jake. That's the reason why what they do works. If they can't come over here and do that to us, they wouldn't be getting no money.
Yeah, that's the way they were set to get the money, especially these gooks and these Arabs, all right, in the 1970s, all right, when the bank wasn't giving Jake loans, when the banks quit giving Jake loans for all, that's why you know it ain't no mom and pops no more, you know, but if the gooks wanted to come in, You know, they had to really bend the knee to the so-called white man, but the only properties they could open were restaurants. All right? And that was a free ticket to America, that you was a business owner. If you was a business owner, you got a good ticket to America, all right? And you got a business loan as well, all right, to push the so-called blacks out of the community. You know, that's what goes on. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 30 and 25. You know, just going back to what I was saying, it says, I'm going to start at 24. Envy and wrath shorteneth thy life, and carefulness bringeth age before the time. A cheerful and good heart will have care of his meat and diet. So, you know, you really got to be cautious of what you consume, man. Like I said, you don't want to run out your wits looking at everything and every little thing, because, you know, certain things are sold in shambles. You know, I looked over, you know, for your conscience sake, but certain stuff is just blatantly off, man.
That's right.
And this is clear evidence of that. You know, right here in Harold's Chicken on 87, when they had the one on the Dan Ryan before they turned it to just a truck. You know, Jay came from behind where they had a food and shit. It was a goose store next door, a Chinese restaurant, and he found a big-ass butt-naked possum, man.
Yeah.
It's possums all over Chicago. You don't see them that much, though, no more.
Yeah. Especially up where Jake live at.
Yeah. They mainly be where Jake live at, you know. This place gotta go, man.
That's right.
They gotta go, man.
Hey, and dealing with these things, this is another one of those signs that the Lord leaves us to show that we really are the people of the Lord, man.
Yeah.
This is Deuteronomy 28 and 48. It says, therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, which Yahweh shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst, in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. Now, you know, the main enemy that we're serving under is Esau. But as we read in that Psalms, all these other heathens fall in line under Esau in this kingdom and have the same agenda when it comes to Jake, man. All right. And that's a part of it. When you go in your neighborhood, you don't really see Jake restaurants. You don't really see Jake having grocery stores and shit like that. They'll make it to where all you got is a bodega or a corner store and a fucking gook by your house, man. And that's what you got to, as far as options to eat, as far as convenience is concerned, man. All right, we in captivity. It ain't going to be easy. But like the brother said, there's certain things that you can look over and there's certain things that you can know that you got to avoid. And fucking with these gooks is at the top of the list of shit you need to avoid when it comes to eating food and shit like that, man. All right, because not only are they selling you squirrels and shit, all this shit is expired and all some more shit, man.
Dirty. They purposely don't, all them, you know, in Chicago, we big on mild sauce. You know, them Arabs in the back, but every Arab in the back of the shack got a secret sauce, man. They spit in it, they hawk loogie in it, they nut in it. You know, these people are freaks, man, and they be smiling when they give it to you niggas, man.
That's right.
You know, they know they can't beat you on everything else. You know, what the hounds say, poison is a woman's weapon. These bitch-ass niggas know they can't beat you on anything else, you know, whether that's intellectually, combatively, you know, in charismatics, you know, whatever. You know, especially you black jakes, man. They make sure they look down, and that's the best shot they got, man, to go back there and use poison, man.
That's right.
These people are demons, man. The scriptures say never trust our enemy. All these heathens are our enemies, man.
That's right. Before you even order, these niggas ask you if you want some sauce on it, man. Don't even know what you finna get yet. All right, and the brother saying that that's poison is not an understatement. We read in the Judith, just because you don't eat that shit and die on the spot, first of all, the long-term effects are detrimental to your health. But even more important than that, every time that you eat some off shit, you separating yourself from the Lord, man.
That's right.
And these heathens know that. So you got to be circumspect out here and pay attention to what you're doing, man. And stay away from these Moabites and these little fried chicken spots and all that shit, man. But with that, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Akim and the few Akwat who may be listening. Lord willing, this was edifying lesson. Until next time, Shalom, Abba, Ball.